Perfect. Thank you for that, Kira. And as I said, good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Before we get into the depths of ProDeploy Enterprise, I want to ask, does anyone have a home security system?
I do.
Yes. Me.
Okay, so do I. And recently, my family actually just switched to Ring cameras and sensors. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but you can set these up by yourself, or you can also hire someone to come in and set it up for you. Now, my family, we probably could have figured out, read the directions, and gotten everything done. However, we're not very handy, so we actually hired someone to come in and set it up for us. They made sure everything was secure and ready to go. So why do I bring this up? Well, here at Dell, we offered these services to come in and set up your systems for you. Specifically, we can do this with servers and the more complex systems. So today we're going to talk about ProDeploy Enterprise Suite and how that can benefit customers. I'm Kirsten Perkins.
I'm Amelia Abel.
I'm Ariel Rodriguez.
And I'm Chelsea Barnett.
And let's jump into it. So today for our agenda, we're going to go over the 3 levels: basic, ProDeploy, and ProDeploy Plus. And then Chelsea's going to go over a case study. And lastly, we're going to talk about some next steps that you can take with a customer. So as I mentioned, there's 3 levels. So the basic deployment starts off with hardware installation during business hours, and ProDeploy and ProDeploy Plus build upon this with additional features that help ease the deployment process for the customer. Some of the popular add-ons that you can do are additional deployment time, which help with those easy projects for those new systems. And there's also data migration, which is a huge one. So it takes data from your old servers and moves it to the new one. And now Amelia is going to jump into basic and ProDeploy and what those features are.
All right, thank you, Kirsten. So first up, we have our first level of deployment, which is our basic deployment. Some of the key benefits of this feature is one of the most important to a lot of companies is saving their staff time during business hours. Not everyone has time to set up their servers. So that is why the businesses can have the confidence in Dell's IT team to trust that we will set up their hardware with confidence and we'll do all the heavy lifting. Some of the key features of basic is packaging material disposal. So we will take care of any disposal of the packages that we have, and we'll have the best practices for hardware installation. One of the most important highlights of the basic feature is that you could only have access to our deployment services during business hours 5 days a week. Our next level is ProDeploy. For the ProDeploy Enterprise, it is a step up from our basic deployment. With ProDeploy, unlike for basic, where it was only available 5 days a week during business hours, you are now able to have access to our deployment services 24/7. We'll be able to minimize implementation risk, which will reduce the risk of downtime. You have fully enabled hardware and software and remote install and configuration of systems. Next, we'll have Ariel to go over the features of ProDeploy Plus.
Thanks, Amelia. So as you can see for ProDeploy Plus, first I'll highlight just a couple of those benefits, such as reducing risk in your deployment of mission critical systems and accelerating technology adoption with on-site professionals. With ProDeploy Plus, you're going to be our highest priority and receive lots of exclusive access to services and some of the ones from our basic and ProDeploy. I would like to highlight with that little underline that customers love our on-site installation of software that many customers utilize a lot. PD for Enterprise also gives you these pre and post-deployment luxuries to ensure that your process is ready to go for any configuration, data transfers, or installation that's going to be getting done. And our pre-deployment has a readiness review as well as verification and implementation planning, which makes sure that everything is standard before we get started. And our partners love our 30-day post-deployment assistance that ensures that any configuration assistance needed after our deployment process is done can be handled as needed. And aside from those wonderful aspects, you have access to a skilled in-region TSM for robust support with features like storage and servers, and an opportunity for an SAM that provides remote resources to those who need account management features and different capabilities. Finally, there's also some training credits that customers use to gain access to resources that can improve your team's credibility. On to the next slide, you'll see that the numbers don't lie. According to data, 66%, or we are 66% faster than you could do your deployment alone, with 92% less hands-on time for your in-house administrators. Besides the intangible decrease you see with your own deployment, after we're done, research shows that we have almost 50% less technical support calls after 90 days. Finally, we'll go on to Chelsea with the case study.
Thank you, Ari. I know that was a lot of information that you guys just got, but give me a thumbs up if you're still with me. Yay. Thank you guys so much. So yes, today I'll be going over a case study that I hope you guys can see relates to our Pro Deploy Enterprise subject. So one day, General Electric came to Dell with a very ambitious goal, and that was to increase the company's productivity. And here at Dell, you can really see those solutions in action. General Electric wanted infrastructure as a service delivered to increase efficiency and optimize their IT. And with this, General Electric would not incur stranded costs and would reduce expenses by 20%. However, being on such a large scale, they were faced with a big obstacle, which was a huge flexibility challenge. General Electric's works transformation and their lack of productivity gave them the desire to optimize their efficiency and desire more resources. As you can see on the slide here, Dell Services Solutions has endless opportunities to help General Electric. These include ProSupport Plus, program management services, migration automation, and yes, Pro Deploy for Enterprise. The features listed here definitely help General Electric with their issues. Without Pro Deploy Plus for Enterprise services, things at General Electric would have had a huge impact that would implement any business structure and overall productivity. If you guys could use your emojis to show me how you feel with that solution, give me a heart or a thumbs up, or give me a little shocking face if you don't understand, just so let me see where you guys are at. Yay, I'm seeing tons of hearts and thumbs up. Thank you. Celebrate. Thank you, Kira. So what we want to do next, I'm glad you guys understand that. And here is a guide that we want to give you guys for your next steps. We will assess your needs, give you the best resources possible for you to utilize, go over the Dell solution, and walk you through everything. We want you to know that we're here to help your business the best way we can, and you'll never be alone. Finally, we will analyze the results and review if there's anything else that you need, and you will be a very happy customer. If you want more information on the case study, it's right here in this QR code, but I know we are running out of time today. So overall, we hope you learned a lot about basic Pro Deploy Plus for Enterprise related to our case study, and feel you have a good guide for the next steps. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you have any questions, please let us know. Yay.
All righty.
Great job.
Cool. You want me to run it, Craig, or?
Yeah, if you would, because I'm gonna have to step out here in just a little bit.
No problem. All right, we're gonna go into the broken deal,
Okay.
and we'll talk through that, and then we'll do feedback. But just to know, during the broken deal, you guys don't have to type back and forth, right? You guys can discuss in that way. We're listening to how you're coming up with your end state, right? So don't worry about your internal discussion about asking scoping questions and stuff like that. Okay.
Okay.
So Julianne, Matt, and I, we work at this decent sized healthcare facility. Our servers are definitely old. They're past their warranty, actually. That's why we kind of have an urgent need. Matt kind of slipped up with his tracking of our warranty. So sorry, Matt. But
was caught up watching Bills games.
Yeah, exactly. We got about 50 servers that we need to refresh. It's been a while since we've done anything like that. So if there's any services that you all can offer to help us get those on site and ready to go, and teach kind of about what's new with the technology since the last time that we've done a refresh, that would be beneficial for us. And I don't know, Matt, Julianne, if you have anything else to add.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point we're way behind the ball, and time is money right now. So the quicker and more efficiently we can get everything stood up and everything allocated accordingly, better.
Yeah,
I just
absolutely.
don't have the bandwidth to handle all this right now.
Mhm. Well, thank you all so much for being so transparent with us. Do you guys mind if we ask you a few more questions to help us lead to the best solution for you and your company?
That sounds fantastic.
Great.
Please.
So we each have some questions for you, but I'll start it off. What do you have a current set deployment process for your equipment? And if so, how would you describe it?
It's like I said, it's been a while. So
It's typically on me and you, Ron, right? So
yeah,
so
we kind of just do what we can when we can. A lot of good
plug and play. YouTube's our best
YouTube.
friend. And
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much for sharing. Definitely time is money. We can understand that. Hey, Kirsten, you had a question.
Yeah, I did. And it's sounding kind of like not, but I just wanted to be fully clear. So do you guys have enough skilled employees to handle everyday ops while deploying this new equipment, or the bandwidth just isn't
It's
there?
just us three.
Okay, completely understandable. So here at Dell, we do have a large number of workers and expertise as we deploy systems all the time. So since you guys don't really have that team dedicated deploying, here at Dell, we would love to work with you to help ease that deployment process, if that's all right.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, whatever advice and help we can get, we would definitely take.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
All
Hey,
right.
Amelia, you had a question?
Yes, I do. So I know you said that you guys wanted on-site, but I also want to know during what time would you like to have these servers installed? Would it be during business hours or outside of business hours?
It's definitely going to have to be after business hours because with the patients coming in, like we can't risk having data loss and not getting the records updated in time and stuff like that. Definitely after hours would definitely be best.
All right,
Yeah,
thank you.
thank you. And Ari, you have a question?
Right. So, Ron, what I heard you say was also that you have some employees that might not have the credentials or kind of the experience that you need. I do want to let you know that we have Dell MC technical support experts to help you through installation and configure your system with software. So does that sound like something that would be good for you, or did you want to implicate your own training?
No, I think if we can have some industry standard training, I think it would be good for us three just to kind of get up to speed with what we need. So we're just so stretched thin with our bandwidth with hey Julianne, and she gets hit up by the employees, oh, my computer stopped working, and that just takes time away from us being in the data center that we need to do with silly day-to-day things that we really don't need to deal with.
Right.
Yeah.
You can see that.
Yeah, and we're definitely
Absolutely.
behind when it comes to the latest technology. What are we running right now? Windows Server 2012 or 13?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I just know I don't even think it's covered anymore by Microsoft.
It's not. It's not. That's why we need help.
Yes, well, we are here to help. And I have one final question for you, Ron, if that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, we see very real possibilities for how we can help you solve these problems that you're having. So my final question to you is, what's the most important thing to you and your company with this deployment?
We just need it. We need it done accurately.
Okay.
We need to not have it deployed and then us just have issues. And obviously we have Pro Support Plus, well, we did when our systems were under warranty. But we need we need to make sure that it's done correctly. All of it's done right, dressed right. It's all done the same exact way, and somebody to rely on just in case something happens.
Well, we at Dell would be very happy to provide you with all of those solutions. And the best solution that me and my team think would help you out the best, and please, any of my team members, feel free to chime in. But what we see as the best solution is that Pro Deploy Plus for Enterprise. With this, you can utilize training credits if you get the plus, and that can really help you and your team really learn how to do things. And that also, we'd be able to come out and help you as well with that plus. In addition to that, we would be able to offer you a TSM for management. That way they can help you and your team, get to know the product and get to know how it works and anything else that you need. And also with that is like the 30-day post-deployment and renewing their pro-deploy. So if anyone else from my team has anything else to add.
Yeah.
I'll chime in. You go first, Kristen.
Ariel, it would be my pleasure for you to go first.
Okay. So like I talked about with the Pro Deploy Plus for Enterprise, it really sounds like you have a lot of extensive information. A lot of it, since it's your business, is most likely critical information. So using that pre-deployment is going to be really good for doing that. Like I stated, the readiness review, verification, and the implementation planning. And like Chelsea just highlighted, post-deployment is also going to be great for making sure that everything is on track afterwards. And that's like a great bonus with that. Like you have the pre and during, but then you have that post just to make sure everything's running smoothly. And I think Kirsten talked a little bit about the on-site hardware installation. So I'll let her tell you a little bit about that right now.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So with ProDeploy Plus, you get the on-site hardware and software installation. You guys said you're struggling with that bandwidth. So this way, Dell, we can help take care of all of that for you. And also, I know this information may seem a little overwhelming as there are so many features. However, one little add-on that I may suggest, since you guys are a healthcare company and data is very critical for you all, our data migration might be a great add-on for you so that we can take that data from the old servers and move them to the new ones so that it's a seamless transition from old to new.
Oh, okay, that'd be great. And I have two more questions, and I don't know if anybody, Julianne or Matt does. First off, if we do go with the Pro Deploy Plus, I would really love it if it was like a Dell badged person that does the on-site deployment and configuration. Is that possible with Plus, or is that like an add-on? Or
Yes, as I mentioned before, like a TSM or an SAM, like a service person that can help you with that management. Does that answer your question, Ron?
Kind of. And also with my old servers that I have, obviously you're going to migrate the data and all that, which we're definitely going to need.
Yeah.
Anything you can do with all that junk? I just don't want it laying around in the back storage room.
Oh, that's a great question. If someone else wants to take that from my team, otherwise I can.
Yes. So with ProDeploy Plus, from ProDeploy Dell will take care of all the packaging, disposals, and everything. And so with your devices that you don't want anymore, we'll be able to recycle it and use it for.
Oh, is that like that's an additional service where you can just take the old ones away?
Additional? I will have
Or
to
is
get
that-
back to you on that.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Oh,
I might also be able to add on.
Yeah.
Chelsea or Kirsten, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we have a retire your assets program that we can also utilize if you did want to maybe like receive something back for those products that you're getting rid of, or just like any process to get some productivity out of that.
For sure, yeah. If you could just look into it and send me some follow-up information, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I'll
absolutely.
make a note of that.
Yeah,
Awesome.
we'll be sure to email you with anything else. But
Yeah.
for today, do you have any other questions that we can answer?
No. Team, anyone else got anything for the Dell team?
No.
Great info.
Yep.
Oh, great. I am so glad that we were able to answer all of your questions and make you feel a little bit more comfortable with our team. We will be following up with you guys. If you have any other questions, just feel free to respond.
Awesome. Thank you so much, team.